Okay, this one is not for fools, so listen up and down your tools, like men who worked and women too, with scythes and shears and summers blue. And one Bathsheba Everdeen, who roamed the lanes and pastures green, and toiled the land and worked a farm, bewitched a shepherd with her charm. She toyed with him and made him sweat, and left him troubled with regret. For one fine day he brought a lamb, but in his face the door did slam. For on that day, as she reposed, he flattered her and then proposed. Of weakness she suspected him, and promptly she rejected him. And then she got all high and mighty. She'd always been quite rash and flighty. Her uncle had her quite preferred, and then bequeathed his farm to her. So off she went in horse and cart to resurrect his farm and start a business selling tons of wheat. In man's world this was no mean feat, for in those days a woman's lot was cradling babies in the cot. The woman couldn't do much more than cook and clean and scrub the floor. So when Miss E became the boss and sold the corn for twice the cost, the farmer men were quite put out. Who was this girl with rosy pout who thought her better than the men and fired the lazy among them? But then one day that shepherd oak, you know, the meek and useless bloke, lost all his flock upon a hill and couldn't pay his rental bill. So he turned up at Everdene's, and all the men were thrilled and pleased, for he was a great shepherd bloke, but Missy still thought him a joke. One day, with friend and flirts and winks, she bought a card, the naughty minx. A valentine sent as a joke to some poor unsuspecting bloke, would make them laugh, their lives enrich, relieve the boredom of cross-stitch. They flipped a book to choose a guy to send it to, see his reply. The man the joke was sent unto was old and grey and loaded too. His name was Mr. Boldwood, see, and here began his misery, for when she put him under spell, proposal came from him as well. Now she again did not reply. This made the old man cry and cry, for he did love her to distraction, evidently by his reaction. For when she chose another chap with swords, red coat and sergeant's cap, he went quite mad and shot him dead, and guillotine was at his head. This Sergeant Troy had married her, and with his charm had carried her along a sinful, wicked path of lies, deceit, the aftermath of which was misery and tears, and this went on for years and years. Then one day truth came out, and Troy transpired a wicked naughty boy, for he had village girls so mild, corrupted, and left her with child. When Fanny Robin died of cold, the truth was finally thus told. Then Sheba screamed, Troy ran away, and left his clothes there in the bay. It was assumed that he had died. Bathsheba took this in her stride, and then said Boldwood she would marry, across the threshold he would carry. But then Troy came and shocked her head, and that's why Boldwood shot him dead. And then the whole thing goes quite bad, and Sheba cries and goes quite mad. You see, she's learnt of love and pain, and injury, and lies and strain. She sees at end her long for lust was stupid, for the goal was trust, and all along the perfect lad was in the lambing fields she had. But right when she saw blatant truth, our shepherd oak went through the roof. He'd had a gut of her rejection. He saw her pride at close inspection. So he then left her, she then crying, since farm was screwed and sheep were dying. So galloped off she did to plead, for him to save the sheep indeed. And Hardy hypes our true elation by reconciling their relation. You see, the point you must take heed is where you are is what you need. And Sheba wants you girls to see how my love slighted me. So all you girls there in your prime, let no man steal your time, let no man steal your time, let no man steal your time.